Hello students, this is Mr. Briggs. Today we're going to be working on a project called the Matchbox project. Now in the last couple of lessons we've learned how to do stuff with CAD, Tinkercad specifically, on making a box and making a locker. So today we're going to have a new challenge, a little creative. It starts with this. In 1953, an engineer named Jack Adele, he lived in England, he wanted to bring his daughter wanted to bring a toy to school. The school had a rule that only allowed toys that fit into a matchbox. Okay? So, Jack Odell thought about this, and since he worked at a factory, he made a small car that would fit inside a matchbox so his daughter could take it to school. Well, it was this big hit, and it ended up turning into Matchbox cars. And they started making replicas of famous cars, and it was kind of a neat idea because it was something small, it was something portable, it was something inexpensive, so kids could have a whole collection of different kinds of cars. Well, we're going to take that challenge and kind of run with it. So, our mission is to design a toy for an ORE student. It has to be small, and whatever you design has to fit inside a matchbox. So it has to fit inside a box that is 45 millimeters by 30 millimeters by 15 millimeters. It has to be printable, and the design must be 75% your design. You can't have imported stuff, okay? So you want to make sure it's not just something that somebody else made, it has to be your design. So, here are some things we could make. We could make a little pinball machine. We could make tiny dolls, little dollhouse furniture. You can make games that fit inside an Altoid tin. You can make something that it's tiny little dolls and toys that fit inside a box. You could make incredibly tiny little game pieces. Well, I decided I'm going to go with the original little idea of a car, but I'm going to make my own car. So here's how we're going to get started. We're going to get started by going to tinkercad.com. We are going to hit sign in. And we're going to use social providers and Google. And once we're signed in, we are going to create a new design. Okay, so here's my work plane. Now, I have to design something that fits inside the box. Now, I could just guess, but I think what would be cool is if I had kind of a test to know if things fit inside the box. I'm going to make a test box. I'm going to drag in this box right here, and I'm going to make it the size of my constraint. Okay? I'm going to make it so that it is 15 millimeters. I'm sorry, 30 millimeters by 15 millimeters by 45 millimeters. So there's my constraint. There's my box. 30 by 45 by 15. Now to make it a little more useful, I'm going to change this from solid so 45 by 30 by 15, and I'm going to change it from solid to transparent. Now transparent makes it kind of like out of plastic here, or kind of invisible like glass. So I'm going to move this to the side, and whatever I build, as long as it fits inside this box, I know I am going to be okay. So this is my test box, dragging that out. Now I'm going to start by building, like I said, my car. I'm going to make a little Volkswagen Beetle, I think. I really like the Beetle. It's a neat car. So I'm dragging in this little round roof piece, and I'm going to play with it a little bit. I'm going to make it maybe 15 wide instead, or maybe I'll make it a little longer, a little wider, definitely a little taller. And I want to make sure I'm not going too far beyond 14 there, because remember, it has to fit inside my 15 box. So that's the first part. I'm going to get another round roof piece and put it on the front there. Maybe I'll look at the other sides here. Line that up real good. That's looking really nice. I'm going to make that a little taller still. Maybe make that a little longer. And I'm going to group these guys. Got the basic shape of my funny looking car. Let's put some tires on the car. I'm going to drag in a cylinder. And I'm going to make this smaller, like 4 millimeters. And make my tires maybe 10 by 10 millimeters in size. See how that fits? Rotate them. Cool, I got one tire right there. That's looking pretty good, but I have to raise it up. I cannot have anything sticking out the bottom. You know what? I should probably raise my car up just a little bit so my tires don't look weird. And I'm going to duplicate those tires there and use my arrow keys to move them to the right places. Duplicate that guy. Oh, I goofed right there. I did 2 duplications in a row. So I'm going to duplicate this guy, drag him over to the other side of my car. There he is, got one tire there. Maybe I'll take this guy and duplicate this guy too. Drag him over. Nice. So now I've got 4 wheels on my car. It's looking pretty nice. I'm going to group everything. Make it one shape. But now I have to make sure if it fits in my box. Well, I'm going to have to rotate my box a little bit. But does it fit? Oh, uh-oh. We've got a problem. The problem is my car is too tall. It will not fit in that matchbox. So I'm going to need to take my car. Maybe I just have to shrink it down until it fits. Oh, not the whole thing. I'll make sure I'm only clicking that car. I have to shrink down my car. My car is 18 tall. I gotta drag it down until it's 15. There we go. So now it fits inside my Matchbox. It's a little smaller than my Matchbox, but that's okay. It's still very printable. But you know what? I think I want to add a little flash to my car. So I'm going to go to another site called Thingiverse. Thingiverse is a great website full of stuff other people have designed. And I'm going to find something small to add to it. Now, I'm not going to do the whole shape like this. It's going to be something small. So I'm going to find the VW logo. Well, there's a bunch of different VW things here. There's a VW car. Looks like there's a VW keychain that somebody made. All kinds of neat stuff. I'm going to find, you know what, this VW keychain seems like a pretty good place to start. I'm going to grab him. So there's the VW keychain. I am not going to click download all files. I'm going to click thing files. And I'm going to download the keychain. So there's that STL file. Okay, it has to be the STL file in order to work. Well, now I got to put it in. So I have to import. And I'm going to import the keychain. Now it tells me right now it is going to be a really big keychain. It's going to be 45 millimeters by 40 millimeters by 3 millimeters. I want to scale that down. I want to make it maybe 20% its size. So it's going to be about 1 by 8 by 0.6. That seems okay, but I might change this to 2. I want a little tall. You can play around with the scale. So now I've got a keychain here, but I might need to change it up a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to take the top of that keychain off. So I'm going to drag in a box that is a hole and line these two shapes up. And I'm going to group them. So now I've taken the top keychain part off my VW logo, And I'm going to shrink that logo down. And I am going to put it on the front of my car. But to do that, I'm going to need to grab these little arrows, and rotate it 90 degrees this way, and maybe rotate it 90 degrees that way. And it's going to fit on the front of my car. I need to raise it up a little. You know what? I think I need to make it a little thicker so that it's attached really well. That's kind of a funny looking car for sure. But you know what? It's mine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be mine. And it just has to fit inside my Matchbox. So there I've got my Matchbox design. And what I want to do is I want to take a screenshot. So I'm going to take a screenshot here of my product and go back to my project, and I'm going to paste that screenshot in here to show my screenshot. And then I'm going to want to delete this shape. So all I have is my Matchbox. And I'm going to change its name to my name and whatever my hour happens to be, like 6th hour or 7th hour. So the only thing in here is my car. And I'm going to hit export and download the STL file. Well, that's not good. Oh, I see what happened. The computer lost its internet. Derp. Let's refresh that. Whew, close one. So I'm going to hit export and download my STL file. Oh, I have to change its name again. Mr. Briggs. Whichever hour I happen to be. I'm going to export it. And now I am going to turn in this STL file that just downloaded along with my Matchbox project.